Here we are at 1204 West Carter's Valley. Going to check out the property and the inside of the house again. Again, we'll get the information on this property right here to see how far it goes over to the right. I'm suspecting that lot is probably owned by the neighbor there. And that this, what you see right up through here on the right, looks like a boundary, but at the same time, we'll find out exactly where those boundaries are. But beautiful house. Look at the outside of here. Nice brick home, good metal roof on it. We'll look around the side yard here in a minute. I'm gonna take you up on the property first. Or if we can walk back to Virginia here. It looks like you got several acres clear. Of course, I don't know. That looks like some of the acreage up there on top of that hill is probably, of course, still needs to be cleared if you want it cleared. Nice outbuilding back here. Kind of give you an idea of this. This is some usable land. It's not just straight up a hill. Many times when you're buying acreage in East Tennessee, it's just straight up a hill, or it's on the backside of a mountain, or on a cliff. But look how pretty it is. See, right up there is Virginia. Pretty yard. You're gonna hear me huffing and puffing. But you come and look, you got some usable space right here. And you come up to another spot that's almost level. And that's kind of the trend all the way up through here. Really nice. If you want to put a garden back here, man, just a big, pretty yard. I recommend a good riding mower. Yeah, I'm saying this is your boundary right here, but at the same time, we'll figure out where those property lines are. Real pretty. Looks like they tried to grow some other vines right here. Been ripped out. Pretty property right here. Old fence post. I like how they left certain trees. That's a pretty tree. Be real pretty in the springtime. Plenty of walnuts. Walnuts. They must have liked walnut trees, which walnuts are good. Very common tree in East Tennessee, walnut tree. I love this land, it's so pretty. If my folks come back, maybe we'll take a hike to the top, all the way up to Virginia. Get my leg workout in today. Very pretty. See the boundary on the other side pretty much as well. The lot's not real wide, but it's very long. And here's where it's starting to get probably close to too steep to really have any use out of it. Unless you want to do some major dirt moving, something of that nature. All right. So you see back up to the top of the hill there. That's Virginia. Looks like people had little trails cut out though. Pretty. Here's what I want to see. Look at that. Here, I'm gonna back it out a little bit. Look at that. Pretty yard. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful view. Look at this. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit for that. Here's your view up here. Kind of pan it real slow. Oh man, you just gotta love East Tennessee. You know, and here's the thing. We're early December and it's still pretty. Imagine how beautiful this is gonna be in the spring, summertime, and the fall. Man, it's so pretty. But for this house, you got $272,000, 6.5 acres, and a really solid house. That house is, you know, built in the 60s. But as we go through it here in a minute, you're just gonna see how solid it is. I lived in a house with very similar features from that time period, that time era. Nice yard. All right, let's go back down. Shucks, we may as well walk you through the house one more time. We drove all the way up here. Pretty trees. A lot of privacy back here for sure. It's just so pretty. Look at that. There's a lot of people I'm working with right now. They want some acreage and a house. If this was in Greene County, it'd probably already be gone. They just don't want to. They don't want to move out of Greene County, but which I don't blame them. Greene County is beautiful. Look at this. Pretty squirrel running up that tree. But it looks like they kept the grounds up pretty good up through here. This is all been mowed, cleared out. Good rider. Be sure you got one with a strong transmission because they'll go out quick. I like this little patch of trees right here. These, I don't know if they just recently planted those. They're not very old. Doesn't look like. Got some tracks here. Looks like something's been coming back here. Of course, here's property on the other side. You can kind of see that. And again, that would be neighbor's property as well. All right, we got a little building back here. Great for putting a lawnmower, your equipment, yard tools, things of that nature. Got a little bit more lot back here. This is kind of neat. Looks like you might have some waterway where the water runs off naturally right down through there. That's good. It's keeping it away from the house. So if you look at the property, I want you to look at it out. I don't know if the video tells the tale. I'll try to back out. Maybe you can see a little bit better. But if you look from the right to the left, your water's going to run off down into this little ravine-like creek type place. And that's where your water's going to run off at. That's really good because it's going to keep it off the house. That might explain why their basement is so dry. Of course, they have dehumidifier there. They have a walk outside here on the right of the house as well. Again, good looking roof. Chimney coming out of the top. Something I want to see about the chimney, see if it's got a cap on it. It's important. Depending on what kind of loan you're going to have, some inspections are going to require that. House looks good from the back. Updated windows. I don't know how new they are, but my point is they're updated. It's not probably not the original windows in the house. Most likely. Okay. Yeah. Wouldn't be much to put a cap on that chimney. I didn't see any water there in the fireplace though either, in either fireplace. Here's the back side of your house. Good metal roof. Don't see any issues. Let's look at the brick. Kind of come on this side. I'm gonna walk around it to the front. Let's see how the structure of the brick's holding up. A lot of times these older houses, when they settled, you'll find where the windows are, the doors are, sometimes there can be a little bit of crack in the brick. All right, looks really good. Looks really good. Nice new light right there. Be bright for at night. This grass is really nice right here, well kept. They kept this part of the yard good. Got some kind of drain going on right there. That's smart. Of course, it's see that metal. It is the wood painted underneath, but it looks good. They took care of it. I don't see any cracks at all in the brick now. So if they got that gutter running out good. Heat pump don't look too bad. Train's a good brand for sure. Oh, it looks really good over here, guys. Again, I don't see, got some extra brick. Don't see any cracks. You know, one thing you're gonna notice too, so when we were down there yesterday looking at this, I didn't see any seepage coming in through that door. So that's a good thing. Looks like they put that grate there to keep people from stepping in it. Again, the brick looks really good. Structure looks really good. Even in my house, we got a really nice split foyer that we really love our home. Built like 71, 72. And there's a couple places on one side where the house is settled. There's a little bit of crack in the brick. A lot of times what they'll do is you can grind that mortar out and then fill it back in. You're gonna tell though the color of the mortar is not gonna be the same. That's pretty much how they're gonna fix it though. They're gonna inject some concrete in there. But with this one, I don't see any issue at all. See what I'm talking about? Okay, so on the porch they got a little bit, but I mean it's on the porch, and that's not bad. See where the settling there? There's a little bit of crack there. Zoom in on that. That's not bad though. And the reason why I bring that up, it's kind of to be expected with an old house that's settling. As long as it's not very thick, it's usually not real bad. It's not an issue. The house is going to stand. All right. We went this far. Let's just go all the way around it here. And I know in your view, you might not be able to see it all. I'm just kind of narrating there because I don't see any. Again, this wood's painted real well. Just they did a good job. They took care of this place. A little bit older. But let's go in. Let's give a shot inside one more time. We won't take all day, but I like this door. Cool door right here. Nice chairs. Good setup. I like those little plants. All right. Smells good the moment you walk in. I love that, man. Smart people. You know, and I don't see the source of the freshener either, so they don't have one directly in this room. But it's nice when you walk in and you smell flowers or you smell like a floral scent. Got it, man. Look at all these electrical outlets, man. Hey, put the outlets in here, man. You got plenty. Looks updated. You know, just a weird comment here, but you see how they're upside down? I don't know why they did that in my house too. I don't know why they do that, but there was a period of time that they thought that was the best. This may be a little bit dining area here, whatever you choose to use it for. Or I think even this room could be a great dining room over here. You know, if you wanted more room, depends you want to sacrifice a bedroom or not. Let me see what we got here. Oh, yeah, I mean, this would make a great dining room. Of course, it would double as a bedroom. Or there's your smell goods right there. Those things are awesome. I used it when I sold my house in Kingsport. All right, let's get a little shot of the kitchen here. We just kind of walked right past it. All right, so let's back up. Here we go. Plenty of room for more cabinets if you wanted it. Pantry, whatever you wanted to build. Shelves right there on that right-hand side wall. I mean, it's just a nice place. They took good care of it. Was here, Keith was pointing this out last night. This door, it swings. The door that swings both ways. So it goes in and out. I like that. Kind of neat. Here we go. Let's get it. And when you put it all the way over here, it stays. So that's kind of cool. All right. Front door looks nice. All right, so let's head into the main living room here. Big room. Big room. Beautiful fireplace, mantle. That style. We owned a house that had that same style, same brick, same finish, everything. And we would burn wood in our fireplace, and it kept that whole living room warm. A little bit of fire in here, man. You would warm this whole living room up real quick. All right. Nice high ceilings. Beautiful floors. Another swinging door. I like that. That style closet door here. Cool hall closet. Good for towels, things like that. And let's go over here to one of your bedrooms. Right here. Pretty decent sized bedroom. Really is. Decent size. Not too big. Not too small though. All right. Kind of zoom down. It shows the depth of it here. A little bit light. Of course, the phone compensates when the light goes dim. A lot of times. Let's see what we got here. You know, dated bathroom, but it's still pretty. It's pretty. They took good care of it. They cleaned it well. Old tub. It's metal. Yep, metal tub. You don't see metal tubs very often anymore. All right. Let's go. Well, let's head downstairs. Again, I kind of like the idea. This could double. This could be a dining room right here. Because you got more bedroom space downstairs if you wanted it. There's a lot of things you could do with this downstairs. And I really like it. It's beautiful. So you got a whole nother den down here, basically. Living room, whatever you want to call it. Handrail on the stairs. We talked about that yesterday. We went to a bunch of houses yesterday. Many updated houses with no handrail. Getting a smell, you know. Basement. A lot of times basements come to smell. This place, it smells good. It's very clean. Like the old lights. Neat. Probably wouldn't have changed them either. They fit for this room. Look at that fireplace. Beautiful, beautiful. Double fireplace. A lot of these older houses, they had two. If they got one upstairs, if there's a downstairs, they got one downstairs too. Let's go into this hall. See what we got here. All right. Long hallway in here. More closet. Nice. They did a good job with that. All right. Your vents are running up in this finished part right here. You've got your condensation coming down into a drain into your... And I need to look and see if this is on sewer or septic. I'm going to take a stab and say it's probably septic, but it could be sewer. We can find out for sure. Let's quick find out. This could easily be another bedroom right here. Nice closet. Big closet. I mean, it's a big room. You could put some flooring down here if you wanted to. Finish out the flooring. But you've got, this is really good space. Be great for an office, whatever you want to use it for. Shower over here. So they don't have a second toilet, but they do have a second shower. Here's your walkout for your basement on the other side. Okay, so here, if you look through the window, you can see what I was talking about the settling there. But that's pretty common. We couldn't see that last night. And it looks like they have refilled it with mortar. So again, settling happens, and that's what happens to old house. It's not too out of the ordinary to see something like that. Wouldn't be a deal breaker for me, just being honest. Nice little room here. Again, could be closet. Oh, you got washroom. Okay, here we go. I didn't even come in here last night. Here's your hot water heater, your washroom down here. Nice. And we get a little bit of opening to see some ceiling. Okay. That's pretty common. The bathroom upstairs probably seeped at one time, but it looks like they fixed everything. I don't smell water or anything down here. Not sure what they got going on there. I don't know if it was I don't think it's a leak, but they got something going on with the bucket here that's kind of interesting. What do they got? What do they got? Let's see if we can find out. And it comes down into this drainage. So I don't know. I don't know what they got going on there, but it looks like they've managed it somehow. Do have galvanized pipe. Not surprised for an old home like this, really. But with the open basement, it wouldn't be that bad to put new plumbing in. A lot of times I'll run the plumbing and then connect it into the water, get it all mounted and everything. That way you don't have to do without water while you redo your plumbing. You can actually run it, and you don't really have to have much of a pattern. You just follow the old plumbing. And I've done a lot of plumbing that way myself. Save yourself a lot of money. The materials for plumbing are nowhere near as much as hiring somebody to do it. All right, so especially with the PEX nowadays, which is just a God thing. It's the blessing of plumbing. All right, so this is, I don't know, it's like a craft room or like an office or something like that. They got the metal cabinets there. It's kind of neat. Of course, it looks like you got your breaker box right there for the house. And we got a bunch of stuff under the stairs. Looks like the leftover supplies that they left for people that want to buy the house. You got paint, you got things of that nature that will come with the house, most likely. Support right here, pretty common in old basement. All right. Well, I hope you liked the tour. I hope there's not anything I missed that you wanted to see. But I appreciate you watching, and everybody have a good day.